Welcome back to our Tigers Walk. The equation is now simple after that great win against Preston. Beat Derby, and it is done and dusted. Welcome back. We've got Matty, Ben, and Jack to rule over that Preston win and tell us what just needs to happen in terms of personnel in the starting 11 for this Saturday's massive game. I don't think massive is a big enough word for it. Huge, colossal, whatever name you want to give it. The biggest 90 minutes of Hull City's season so far. Matty, how are your nerves going to be come this Saturday in that game?
Just another game, isn't it, Mark? It's just another game. It's fine. I don't know, to be honest. I think we were pretty shot on Saturday when we went behind Preston. So, it's a winner takes all, isn't it, game? So, fantastic result Saturday after a couple of poor performances. So, I've got every faith in the boys are going to bring us home 3 points, and we're going to be celebrating next Saturday survival in the championship. So it's a massive game, but it's a massive game for Derby. So lots on it, which is great. So it's what we wanted. Maybe not at this end of the table, but maybe at the other end of the table. But there you go. It is what it is.
Well done against Preston. Yeah, and I've got to be honest, when I saw you were 1-0 down at half time and all the other teams, I think bar Cardiff at that point were winning, I thought about you three and thought, this is it, it's done, dusted. But Ben, penalties. Let's have a chat, shall we? You haven't had much luck with referees this season. Our Preston fans weren't convinced. Be honest. Were they penalties?
I think the second one definitely was. The first one you could probably argue either way, but if you look at the decision we had against Swansea, it makes up for it, doesn't it? We can't complain. We have had some poor decisions against us.
You definitely have. You definitely have had some stinkers. And overall, though, Jack, was it a deserved 3 points given the performances of both teams?
I think more so in the second half. I thought the first half was still a bit lacklustre, a bit slow. When they went 1-0 up, I thought, here we go again. It's just going to happen. But we dug in at the second half. When the players came back out, I mean, Amrabat came charged onto the pitch and got the East Stand going, which was nice to see. Then, as soon as we got that first penalty, the morale lifted. They ran back to the halfway line, put the ball on the halfway, got going again. Moments later, get another penalty, we take the lead and it flips. So that's what we've been missing from these games, is a bit of passion, a bit of determination, especially that Swansea game. Coventry, I think it was a bit of a mixed bag, but definitely a huge turnaround on Preston. We just got to follow it up against Derby on Saturday. So just losing what we're doing. Big game at Saturday. And it's a bit annoying because we really need to win it. However, given our record of back-to-back wins, it's not been very good. So we've just got to forget about records and all this bad traits we've got this season and just hope for the best, because that's all we can do.
There to be broken, isn't it? It's there to be broken on Saturday. What a time to do it.
Absolutely. You've been through the ringer, I'm going to say. Following that Good Friday performance, though, at Swansea, Hull City Twitter went into complete meltdown. And obviously I browse it every week in preparation for this show, but I've never seen anything like it. It was toxic. I found, this was one which was a result of all that. HFC saying, stop and go to players, stop and go to sellers, stop and go to should get yourself to the last. This is obviously before Monday, 3 cup finals, and get behind the boys, up the Tigers. Matty, how big a part of the fans played into atmospheres at the MK, and how big a part did they play against Preston, and how big a part do they need to play this weekend against Derby? Because it's fair to say there's a lot of fans which were. I saw stuff like I'm never supporting the club again. Not renewing my season tickets, selling season tickets was going on following that Swansea result. What's your take on it all?
Well, frustration. I think we were generally frustrated, and I think I know we were all chatting about it, and there was a lot on Sellers, and I was one, not to say Sellers out, but I thought Sellers got it wrong against Swansea. He needed to refresh the team, not keep the same players in, and he didn't, and it was obvious that they just looked knackered. So, but it's typical Hull fans. We go from that one extreme to the other with it, and then we're perfectly okay on Monday. We've got a massive part. We have got a massive part to play on Saturday, and like Jack said, it was evident second half that when we do get behind the team, there is an atmosphere there at the stadium. But the players have a responsibility as well. First half they were running around, coasting around, didn't look interested, slow, just plodding along. Same against Swansea. Coventry was very similar. I understand, that we've got to get behind them, and we've got to sometimes generate that, but we do need a little bit back from them. And when you don't see them trying or giving everything. I mean, Amrabat's a prime example. He gave everything Saturday. He's 78. I mean, how he ran around for that long and he kept going, I just do not know. He's on some kind of, I don't know, some super drug or something from wherever he's from. But anyway, he set the tone Saturday, and I think the crowd got behind that because he did set the tone. Joseph worked hard, still didn't really produce much, but you could tell second half that either Sellers give him a bollocking or one of them in the change room has just said to him, look, we've got we need to get our fingers out this second half, because if not, we are sleepwalking towards the relegation. So, credit to the players for that, but we need another massive performance Saturday, and the fans will get behind them. They will.
Yeah, thanks for that, Matty. Some social media takes from here. Sue says, stand tall, Amrabat. He showed the grit, determination, and the will to win the ball. It's what we've been missing, Ben. Must have had an impact as all battled in the second half. Maka and Egan were immense. Yeah, and just like the last point, talk to me about Maka and Egan, please.
Yeah, well, I mean, Maka had a bit of a shaky one against Swansea. Obviously got hooked early in the first half, but I think that was probably the right decision. He just looked as if he was destined for a red card in that game. Probably was lucky to not get one, to be completely honest. But he was quality on Monday. He was quality. John Egan was as well. He had a good performance against Coventry. That block virtually on the goal line was an unbelievable bit of defending. And then, just looked very solid, very composed. I think him coming in and playing alongside someone like Charlie Hughes has worked very well. You've got the young, youthfulness of Charlie Hughes. He's ready to get stuck in, and the experience of someone like John Egan can sort of help the defence that has looked quite shaky for a lot of this season to just sort of shore it up a bit. So, massive credit to both of them.
When we look at the table, Jack, do you see it now that Plymouth and Cardiff have got too much to do, and it's now between yourselves, Derby, and Luton for that final spot? That's how most fans are kind of seeing it now.
Yeah, I definitely think Plymouth are out the equation, and just if the Cardiff get beat or they drop points on Saturday, that's it. Yeah, they're definitely gone. So it's us. You can maybe throw in Preston in there, seeing as they're on 49 points. They're not too far behind us. We should be really where they are. But things happen, and do you know what? Given these performances at home recently, the points have been picking up. We're still only 2 points on the drop. It's incredible. Whenever we win, the teams below us win. It's just like the top of the championship as well. Whenever Burnley win, Leeds win, then you've got 5th and 6th place and 7th. It's just a crazy league. It's why it's probably one of the best leagues in the country.
Yeah. Is a point any good, Matty, against Derby?
I think we're in quite a good position, aren't we? Because Luton play first, don't they? Against they got Coventry? Have they got
Coventry? Yeah.
Obviously, Coventry need a performance after their dismal performance on Saturday. So, I think it could potentially be all right, and it depends on, I suppose, the other results. Would that take us 6 points away from?
Well, I mean, your goal difference is -9 compared to their -23, so you've almost got 4 points on Luton there. So if Coventry win, you can draw against Derby and still be okay.
I think so, and I think that gives us a massive. That does give us a little bit. I know the players say they won't be watching or whatever else. They won't take that into consideration, but it does give us a massive boost at that. And I think the fact that they're playing Coventry as well. With Coventry, have got so much on the game as well. There are all these games at the moment. They've all got something on them. And then I think the final games, there's a few teams that are playing against each other again, aren't they? So I think we're probably in a stronger position because you think about the couple of teams that are below us as well. We're Derby. They'll probably still be looking over their shoulder if they got a point. So a point isn't a bad result only if Luton don't win. Or then we've got to go and win. But regardless of that, just go and win the game, and then that's it. It's done, isn't it? And we can go and enjoy fish and chips on the seaside at Port.
Well, I asked our Portsmouth fan what's left for the final 2 games of the season, and their response was very clear: to relegate Hull. So hopefully it doesn't. It doesn't.
Nice,
it doesn't. It's Kamara. You've imprisoned Kamara. That's what it is. So, right, Rich says finally some passion and intensity to our game. It's bare basics, but it wins games and relegation battles and gets the crowd behind you. All credit for that second half performance. Players and fans, please repeat it against Derby. If so, we win. God, that last 45 minutes against Preston, Ben, is just probably the biggest 45 minutes of all season, isn't it? Because without that, you are on 45 points. You are below Luton, and then you are staring relegation smack bang in the face.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they said, the passion that they showed in that second half is what we've needed for the last few games. And if they can carry that on to Derby, start well, maybe get a goal in the opening 15, 20 minutes, then that's a good platform for them to maybe not hold on to it, but just keep it a steady pace and be able to see out a win, hopefully a back-to-back win at home, because as Jack said, we've not had any, or at least I can't remember the last time we did, probably last season at some point. But yeah, just show the passion that they did in the second half. A lot of the players have posted after the game on social media saying like the atmosphere from the fans was amazing. We need that again on Saturday. So yeah, just same again from minute one, and fingers crossed we'll be all right.
Okay. Right, let's pick the 11 then. Let's start then, shall we then, Jack? So 4-2-3-1 is what we believe has been favoured at home. Pandor starts, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? Let's do the back 4, Jack.
Hughes, Egan, Maka and Kyle. I think you just have to stick with the same 4.
Stick with the same 4, yeah, okay. The 2, Matty?
In centre.
In centre, yeah.
Alzati. I would probably go with Slater. I think Slater had a good first half on Saturday, and he looked like he was the only one that was kind of trying in that first half. So I'd probably stick with Slater and Alzati. Alzati's looked a little bit off it last couple of games, but I'm hoping he'll produce the good on Saturday. So I would go with them too.
Okay, and then give us your front 4, Ben.
I think it's going to be boring, but I think I'd stick. I think I'd keep it the same. Maybe swap Kyle Joseph for João Pedro, but I think Kyle Joseph just runs his arse off, and he hasn't scored, but he does everything but that, and that's all you can ask for. I
think when you first signed him, I told you that's what he does. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd keep it the exact same. Norden Amrabat definitely needs to start because in the last game he was just everywhere and anywhere. But yeah, I think I'd keep it almost the exact same lineup. To be honest.
Okay, right. Okay, well we've just picked the exact starting 11 against Preston. You could have saved me a job there. Brilliant. Okay, right. One of the tweets which I saw, I haven't got it here, was suggesting that to get the atmosphere going a bit, Matty, that you need to change the song you play before you line up. They want to get rid of your Elvis and bring in something a bit more upbeat. Are you having you having that or not?
Like what? If we've got a suggestion, yeah, fair enough. But
I'll find the tweet for next week.
I think it does the job. I know it's not. We haven't really got a unique song, have we? I think that's the thing. You go to all these other clubs. All have got their own kind of anthem. We're kind of lacking, aren't we, in terms of that? So this is kind of our adopted anthem that we've used. So I don't think it does anything else unless everybody knows the words to Eye the Tiger. Maybe not. Just keep it as it is. Everybody's happy.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Brilliant. And the Preston fans made the mistake which so many fans do when the NKM started singing "You're Getting Mauled by the Tigers." When will these away fans learn, Jack?
Never. I mean, it's the funniest thing. Leeds did it as well. The amount of teams. Who else was it? I think it was. Did Cardiff score first when there was?
Yeah.
Cardiff did it. That was just the biggest mistake. So yeah. Whenever, do you know what? Maybe more teams need to start doing it, then we can start turning it around.
I warned them last week on the Preston podcast. I warned them, said, do not do them all by the Tigers, but if you go 1-0 up, because it always comes back to bite teams in the end. Right.
You don't need them mauling at 1-0. That's why you don't do it at 1-0. You know what I mean? It's
3-0, isn't it?
At least 3.
Is that the rule?
Yeah.
3. Okay, right.
3-0. That's why we didn't sing it after we scored 2 goals, because there's no point.
It's just, we've got standards.
Brilliant. Okay, to finish off this week, then it is the final home game of the season, and this question is going to be the most ridiculous question I've asked you all for the 38 ones. But please, can you pick out your favourite moment from the NKM this season? It won't take us very long to search our memory banks here. In fact, I'll throw it open. Does anybody have one at all before I put you all on the spot?
The Leeds game.
Yeah.
Gotta say, I mean, despite going like 3-1 down within 10 minutes, I think they come back, and a few of the goals from Kamara are brilliant. So if you're gonna look at the whole season, I'm not gonna point out that one because there's not been many, like you've said already.
Okay.
I think Amrabat running into every single Coventry player on Monday was quite amusing for comedy value. I mean, it must have rugby tackled about five or six different people. So I suppose the only other game possibly which was good was the Cardiff game where we won 4-1, which was, I thought we actually probably thought then, do you know what? We've actually got a team here, because I think Balumi scored twice. We thought, do you know what? We're actually maybe got a chance here of actually doing something. But that was just a massive false dawn, wasn't it? So,
okay. Ben, any others?
To be honest, not really. I think Leeds is probably the big comeback at the end of the game, but yeah, we've not had many to talk about.
Okay, bro. Right, help us out with this one in the comments. Then final one this week. We're doing goal of the season. Who should get this award? What's been the best strike that you've seen? Now there has been some good ones here, so you're not getting off the hook with this one. Ben, start us off.
I think an honourable mention, I think, would have to go to Balumi's one against Cardiff. He scored that one that was a bit of a fluky cross, but the second one where it was quite nice, and then dinked it over the keeper was quite nice. I think I'd probably go for that, or maybe Matt Crooks' one against Sheffield United. I think that a very good first time strike. One of them two is probably mine, I'd say.
Okay, Jack.
I was going to say Crooks, but I can always change your mind, and because I went to this one as well. Xavier Simons against Derby earlier in the season from 25 yards out, an absolute bullet of a strike. That was brilliant. And then I know we lost, but Gelhardt's goal against QPR in the last couple of minutes when he just looped it over the keeper, wasn't expecting that. So yeah, that one for both home and away. Okay,
good stuff, Matty.
I think probably the best header I've seen was Charlie Hughes. I think that was probably the best header all season. But I think probably honourable note, mentions. I think Burstow scored a decent goal against Swansea when the keeper tried to play it out. There's obviously Kamara's first goal against Leeds, which was a decent finish. But I think the other lads covered. I think Slater scored a decent strike when we played at Stoke from outside, just an edge of the area. So. Yeah, I think we've had honourable mention. I'd go for Hughes for me. I think it was a crucial goal, but it was just such a good header as well. So yeah, that would be my vote.
Okay, brilliant. Right. Cheers very much, all of you. Thank you again for joining us. Only a couple more to go now. Will join us next week as we look ahead to the final away game of the season. Of course, down to Fratton Park to play Pompey. Fingers crossed you don't need anything. And you can just put your feet up on your play and your flip-flops. Fingers crossed. Good luck against Derby. We'll be watching if we can. I think, is it on Sky? I'm not sure it's a live game or not. It should be.
It's a 3 o'clock kickoff.
Oh my God. Well, it should be. It should be around. Okay, good luck anyway. We'll be thinking of you. Fingers crossed. We'll see you in 7 days' time. Have a good week.